welcome back to the channel, man. Today we're gonna be tearing down my 8.8 Ford rear end that I picked up that we're gonna be putting on the Blazer eventually. We actually have a lot of work that we're gonna have to do to this rear end. I'm not gonna be able to complete all of it today, but I wanna get it started. So if you guys are unfamiliar with this rear end, this comes out of, I mean, there's a lot of vehicles that came with it. This one specifically came out of a 1998 Ford Explorer. So these rear ends are really strong from the factory. From what I understand, not from experience, this is from research obviously, but a lot of people use these rear ends because they are strong from the factory and there's a lot of aftermarket support for this rear end. So one of the issues with the Ford 8.8 is the rear differential is not centered in the axle. So looking at it, I don't know if you guys can tell, but the passenger side right here is actually shorter than the driver's side, offsetting the diff. So the diff is not in the center. So one of the things that we needed to do is actually shorten this axle, shorten one side of it anyhow. We need to make the long side the same length as the short side. I need to get me a little whiteboard out here inside of the garage so I can stop having to draw freaking pictures, man. That's my rear axle, bro. Yeah, we have a square diff. So to put this into perspective, this is your diff. One side is obviously shorter than the other side. I exaggerated it here so that you guys can really see. So what it is we're gonna have to do is actually pull a measurement on this side, and we need to make this side match. So what we're gonna end up doing is cutting a section out of the tube, and then we have to re-weld it, making both sides the same length. So on the inside of this rear end, you have axles. You have a short axle and you have a long axle. So what we need to do is tear everything apart. We're gonna have to take a section of this out, weld it, make the tube match on both sides, but then our long axle is not going to fit. So what we actually have to do is run down to the junkyard and go grab us another short axle. So basically what you do is you run down and you grab a short axle off the passenger side, and you're going to use that short axle on the driver's side. So then you have two matching equal length axles and your diff is in the center. And that is what it is I would like to do today. I would like to go down and search for another axle at the junkyard and see if we can at least acquire the short axle and a couple of other things that we're gonna need. So in order to do all this, we are obviously gonna have to tear the axle apart. We gotta tear it down in order to do all the modifications to it that we need to do. But I wanna go ahead and do that now. You'd think we're probably getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but to go down and grab the other axle, I wanna make sure that I get the right spline count. So I've tried looking it up. I've tried Googling it and stuff, and I can't get a straight answer, bro. I guess that there is actually a couple different models that come with different spline counts on the axle. I was desperately trying to do research to find out exactly what spline count I would have inside of this rear end, and like I said, I can't find any for sure answer. So I figured the best thing to do would be to just tear it down, since we need to do so anyhow, get these axles out, then I can literally just physically count the damn splines and then I'll have my answer, so I don't go to the junkyard and get the wrong thing, you know what I'm saying? And I am going to be reusing all the brakes and everything off of this, so we are going to be converting over to disc brakes on the rear. I currently have drum brakes on the back of the Blazer. I don't know if I've already mentioned that already, but if I did, I said it twice. But for the time being, I am going to remove all of this stuff because we just need it out of our way. I don't know if I'm going to be able to reuse the brake line or not. That's not really a big deal. If I have to, I can just make a new brake line, but I'm trying to save it just in case. All right, brake lines, sway bar, and calipers out of the way. We need to pop these rotors off, but of course they got these freaking little lock majiggers on there. Defeated, sucker. That was actually really easy. I didn't even realize this has a drum style parking brake setup. I'm interested to see what this liquid's gonna look like. I'm not interested to see what it's gonna smell like. Oh, wow, it actually looks really freaking clean, dude. It doesn't smell that bad either. Huh. So in order to get these axles out, the axles plug in and they meet right here in the center. There's a little clip in there that actually holds them in, and that's literally it. But in order to get the clip out, you got to get that little rod right there in the center out of the way. And in order to get that little rod in the center out of the way, which is this guy right here, we gotta take that bolt right there out. So it's like a pin that goes through the pin. All right, now once we get this little bolt right here out of the way, that pin is supposed to just pull out with a magnet. Like you just hit it with a magnet, it's supposed to come right out of there. Oh shit, yeah, there it is. Look at that. I guess I should probably zoom you guys out a little bit. There it is. Now we'll be able to access our C-clips. I guess that makes these little gears fall out too. I hope those weren't shimmed. Are those shimmed? I don't find any shims. Alright, so now to get the C-clips out of there, you have to actually push in on the axle. Over there on the end, you push the axle inwards, and then it will expose a little C-clip in there that we gotta pop out. You see that movement right there on the axle? It's just right here. You just simply push the axle in. Now that rod was stopping it from doing this. But with the rod out of the way, we can push that in. And that gives us enough room to get in here and just grab our C-clip off of there. There it is. Whoop. That's all it takes for the whole entire axle to come out, whether your wheel is attached to it or not. So if you have ever heard of a Ford 8.8, then you have more than likely also heard of C-clip eliminators. I don't know exactly how they work, but we are gonna find out because I need to order a set for this rear end. The reason why that's dangerous that we take that C-clip out and the whole axle comes out is whenever you're putting power to this thing, if you ever do break an axle, C-clip sits right there on the very edge of this axle. So if you ever break this axle anywhere north of that, so anywhere in the entire vicinity of this axle, if you were to snap it, there is absolutely nothing holding your wheel and your axle into this rear end. I mean, other than, of course, your caliper is over your rotor. But either way, man, it's dangerous. So I do need to order a set of C-clip eliminators for this. I just wanted to explain that really quick while we are right here pulling axles out. So got one more to get out of here. So go ahead and push the axle in and grab our C-clip out of there. Come on. There it is. And once again, that C-clip is out. So now our axle will just pull right out of the rear end. So there they are, man. As you can see, one axle is definitely longer than the other one. So this is basically what we need to get, is we have to get another short axle. So whenever we do cut this tube down, shortening the length of it, matching it to the passenger side, then we can just use another short axle, and then we'll just be basically just using two short axles. That's how you do it, as simple as that. But I don't have another short axle, so that's where we need to go to the junkyard and go find another short axle. And there's a couple of other things that I need to get as well. Oh, I need to count these splines. So that was the main purpose of taking it all apart first. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is actually mark one of the splines. I'm just gonna color it in red, bro. So that'll be my starting point, and I don't get lost as I'm going around. So the one I just marked red is 1, 2. We actually have 31 spline axles. Alright, that's actually really good, man. We have the 31 spline axles. So the more splines you have on your axle, supposedly the stronger it is. I don't know. That's the reason why I wanted to tear this thing apart, because some of them have 28 splines. Some of them have 31 splines, but then there's also some that have 30 spline, and I think those are the ones that actually come out of like the Mustangs and stuff. So the 31 spline is most certainly the stronger of them, and that's what we got, man, which is dope. So now whenever we go to the junkyard and I hopefully find one, I can make sure and double check that it is 31 spline. Two days. I haven't driven the Suburban in 2 days. Battery's completely freaking dead. Like nothing. There's zero power. Alright, got this damn thing on the charger, man. I want to let that battery charge up a little bit before we hit the road. I like to actually charge the battery with like a charger rather than just relying on the alternator completely to charge the battery back up. So I just feel like that's better for the alternator and for the battery. But anyhow, that gives me a little bit more time to gather up some tools. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab some sockets and everything. Just get some stuff that I feel like we're gonna need for tearing down, doing exactly what we just did. You know what I'm saying? So I really shouldn't need anything more than what I've already got out right here on my bench. But the most important thing I need to remember is this guy right here, for this little bolt right here that holds that pin in order to even get to the C-clips. Could you imagine getting to the junkyard and forgetting that? This is a 5/16. I think it's equivalent to an 8mm is what that little bolt is that holds that pin in. Tools acquired, and I'm also taking my freaking Gojo wipes with me. Well, a little change of plans. So I'm on the freeway and I'm approaching like some traffic. Like I'm not even on the freeway yet, actually. It's the on-ramp, you know what I mean? I'm approaching some traffic that was like slowing down, and they all have their hazards on. There's like 3 cars and a guy on a motorcycle. I'm like, what the hell are these people doing? So I get up there and I realize that there's a dog running on the side of the street, like on its way to the freeway. So yeah, these people are obviously trying to like save this dog's life before it gets to the freeway. And I'm in a big ass Suburban. The back of their line was the guy on the motorcycle. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll kick my hazards on. I'll stay behind these people. Anyhow, finally somebody cuts the dog off, and they get out and they're holding the dog, and everybody is just stopped. We all have our hazards on. And not a single one of them wanted to put this dog inside of their car, bro. Of course, me being a nice guy I am. What's up, buddy? I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. But he or she is really scared. He or she is also very nice, but very scared, and has a collar, but very skinny, man. Like, this poor dog hasn't eaten forever. So I'm currently on my way to the nearest humane society near me. They'll look her over, and her, I have a feeling it's a girl. Like I look at the face and it looks like a girl. I didn't have time to check, you know what I'm saying? Anyhow, they'll look her over and fatten her up and hopefully find her a home and stuff. So, cause she seems really nice. She doesn't seem aggressive. Like aggressive dogs, as you guys I'm sure know, end up getting put to sleep. Oh my God. And she is shedding like crazy. I have hair all over me. You doing all right? You doing okay? It's a pretty big dog. Oh. You're a pretty big dog, dude. What kind of dog are you? Huh? Watch out, I have a freaking wolf in my Suburban right now that's got a collar on. You know, I hope the Humane Society is open, man. Jesus. What have I got myself into with you? What have I got myself into with you, huh? You look kind of like a fox, you know that? You're kind of looking like a fox. All right, update. I made it to this Humane Society. Well, I didn't make it. I called the Humane Society, the place that I was heading to, because it's kind of far. So I called them while I was on my way there, and they can't take the dog anyhow, unless it's injured in some kind of way. I tried to have a conversation with Doggy back there and see if, you know, it can fake a limp or something on the way in the door, but I don't think it speaks English. Bro, there's freaking traffic like crazy. Now I'm on my way to Maricopa Animal Care or something. That's where she said I needed to take it. Oh my God, I gotta get back on the freeway. Holy crap, dude. Yeah, this is a mission, bro. It's already 1 o'clock. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what time the junkyard's closed, but I might not even make it to the junkyard now because of this fiasco. Oh, baby. I know. It's better than you getting hit by a car, huh? It is. You're so hungry. Alright, pulling into this place. I really hope this goes well, man. If they don't take this dog, I don't know what I'm gonna do. There ain't a single place to park, bro. Oh, here we go. Gotta get my Suburban in that little ass hole next to this crooked ass Infinity. Like, bro, you have that little ass car, you can't freaking park straight. Now I am completely covered in dog hair. They were taking her in, and there's a lady that works here, an older woman. There was an older woman that lives in there, or works in there. She took it to her truck right away. She fell in love with it, and she's taking it home. She says she has 2 other dogs, very similar in size, that are really sweet, just like her. So it's already got a home, bro. So I don't know. I feel like we did a good thing. I know it took some time out of my day, and yeah, I'm completely covered in hair. My Suburban stinks, but at least that dog didn't get hit by a car. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, now let's go to the freaking junkyard.
You
all right,
want to get out, or?
No, you're fine. I just wanted to show you guys the new owner.
Hey.
So she's gonna be taking her home. Look how happy she already is.
Well, I just gave her a hamburger.
Oh, did you?
My
oh,
hamburger.
wow. Yeah. Of course, she's excited.
She almost took my hand with it.
That's awesome, man.
Hey.
Thank you for stopping really quick. I wanted to show them that she is going to a new home.
Yeah.
And what's that?
Look. See,
Have you thought of a name yet?
Yeah, I'm going to name her Sadie.
Sadie?
Yeah, I had only one child, and she got COVID and died back in July of
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
2020.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just had this one child. And she had dogs, and I had dogs.
Get back, get back. Don't be crawling
She
over.
was crazy about cats.
Oh, really?
Oh, God, no. And all my dogs hate cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too.
Do they?
Yeah, of course. Well, I appreciate you stopping.
Oh,
I'm glad Sadie's got a home.
Okay, well,
She
you got
definitely
my
seems like a
number now,
sweet
right?
dog.
So
No, I gave you mine.
Oh,
you'd have to call me.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm gonna get her phone number and stuff, and then we're gonna hit the road. So another thing I need to get are these plates off of the bottom. I'm gonna need those whenever we actually go to put this 8.8 on the Blazer. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, man, these 8.8s, you can find them all over the place. So here's one right here. There's one up there in the front right when we walked in. Look, there's another one right there. Yes, sir, another 8.8. And this one is a 2004. Yeah, that's gonna be a pain in the ass, bro. Here's another one. What year is this? 2002. Alright, so these newer Explorers actually have 8.8s in them as well. It's just they're independent rear suspension, so they actually have CV axles, you know what I mean? What we need off of here is this rear diff cover, in which it looks like it's gonna be a pain in the ass to get off, but we're gonna do it because I need it. My God, that's tight. Holy shit. Oh man. There it is. Alright, rear diff cover is acquired. Now we just gotta go and get that short axle. Oh my God. I almost forgot my sunglasses in here. Look at that. I can't wait to get to the Gojo wipes. Alright, then I'm gonna go ahead and grab our axle off of this one. This is a 2001. Yeah, this is the year right before it switches over to independent rear suspension. So this is the newest that you can get an 8.8 out of. And you know what else? It's a sport model, so this is going to be more than likely a 373 gear with LSD. If it's got the tag, we'll find out. Oh, yep, it's got a tag on it. Let's see what it says. Fuck, it is LSD. So I'm gonna hold you guys upside down with the tag so you can read it. The L right there stands for LSD, and then the 73 is the gear ratio, so it's 373. 8.8. So there it is, factory LSD 373. That actually really sucks, because I would like this entire axle, but they want like $400 or $500 for it. Anyhow, luckily for us, it's the driver's side that still has the wheel on it. The passenger side's already got the wheel and everything off, so gotta get the C-clip. Well, I'm gonna have to get this tire off anyway, because I gotta spin the diff in order to get to that bolt that holds the pin in. Shit. Oh. No love there. Yeah. Alright, I got my diff cover, I got my shorter axle, and I've also got my brackets, my U-bolt brackets. We're on our way out. I just wanted to show you guys really quick. This is at the end of the aisle, bros. Another Explorer, another Sport Edition. There's another one right there, so we're gonna get right there and check this axle. See, this is another 8.8, and this one's also a 373 gear with LSD, bro. It's a dope ass freaking rear end. This is one of those times I most certainly am happy I brought my damn Gojo wipes, dude. I am freaking disgusting. Anyhow, all this stuff came out to $120 something. God damn it. The jacket's got dog hair all over it, but I want grease all over it. Yeah, a little bit more expensive than what I was expecting, but I think that's how it always is, huh? You kind of hope that's gonna cost a certain price, and like, oh, okay. What is it? Yeah, $129, so basically 130 bucks. But it's all stuff we needed, so, but not as much as I need this freaking Gojo wipe. Look at that. Gojo wipes for the win, baby! Alright, we are finally back at the house, man. What an adventure we went on today. So I got my spring brackets, my U-bolt brackets, whatever the hell these things are called. We got our aluminum cover. I'm excited to show you guys how this thing's gonna turn out. We got our shorter axle, so now we have two matching length axles. But I'm still not done. I still have some more things that I need to acquire before I can move forward on this thing. So got a couple more places we gotta run around to. Alright, first stop is the metal supermarket. I need a couple of pieces of 3-inch C-channel. This is going to help us later whenever we need to weld the tube of the axle up and get everything all straight and everything. Second and last stop is Speedway Motors. Stopped and grabbed some new axle pads because we got to cut the ones that are on the axle right now off and weld some new ones on. No, those are the only places I really have to go, so now we can get our asses back to the house. You know, I was just thinking about it. It's actually really dope having a Speedway Motors local to me. Like, this is literally like 2 or 3 miles down the street from my house, bro. It's all right. You can be jealous. You can be jealous. Alright, so we have gathered just about everything that we need to really make some good progress on this axle. We got 2 equal length axle shafts now. I got my aluminum rear diff cover. These are the leaf spring perches that we're going to need because these are going to be moving. So we are not going to be installing this in an Explorer, obviously. There is a difference in the length of where the leaf springs actually sit. So we need to cut these ones off and we're gonna have to weld new ones on. So that's what these guys are for. These U-bolt brackets, I have learned through research that I guess it's just easier to go ahead and use the ones that are off of the Explorer. Because it's such a larger diameter axle, you have to get larger U-bolts. So if you use the ones from the Blazer, you have to oversize the holes and stuff. So it's a lot easier to go ahead and get the brackets that came from the axle. And this is 3-inch C-channel, 1/4-inch wall thick. This is what we are gonna be using to square the axle up and everything in order to weld it. So we have just about everything everything we need, like I said, to actually make some good progress on this. In the next video, I'm gonna have to cut this off because this video is already getting really long, man. I appreciate you guys watching and supporting. I hope you guys are excited to see the Blazer get a stronger rear end. Whenever I do get the next portion of the 8.8 video finished, I will have it in the description down below. So if you're watching this looking for information about the 8.8 rear end, make sure to check the description down below for part 2. Peace, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Say bye, Toby. Say see you guys later. Say see you guys later. Say bye, Bubber. You guys are so fluffy. So fluffy.